You see the distant flames, they bellow in the night. You fight in all our names for what we know is right. And when you all get shot and cannot carry on, though you die, la resistance lives on. You may get stabbed in the head with a dagger or a sword. You may be burned to death or skinned alive or worse. But when they torture you, you will not feel the need to run, for though you die, la resistance lives on. Brave Canada! Brave Canada!
Croeso and welcome to Tales for Wales, the pod that never fails to incite a revolt in your aim to learn more about history. Does that mean you wouldn't want to learn history if I might have a biff that early doors?
Well,
maybe?
I wasn't properly listening because I was going to find my notes, but let's just pretend it was really good.
Yeah.
And resist the urge to
Come
delete
back
it.
and say, that was such a sick intro. That was
class.
fucking class, mate. We are attempting, once again, we are attempting to do an in-person pod. This time, we're in the sacred
Casa del
halls,
Canage.
Casa del Canage. I don't know what was I call my own abode, the sacred halls or something. There, so
The hallowed halls.
the
of
hallowed
Canage.
halls. But yeah, no wind resistance this time, so this should be okay. I'm getting off tangent here. Anyway, here we are. We're back.
Yeah, and we should sound alright. If we don't, you'll never hear this. Or you will hear this and you'll hear a message and stuff saying, sorry.
The classic caveat. This guy who biffed it again.
This
Sorry.
was a bit hard.
You'd think after
Although we did get
2+
one of the
years of this, we might be able to get it right.
One of our kind listeners, Reese, did message the other day and put me in touch with a sound engineer who's covering the Euros at the moment. And he was like, oh, he's currently doing the women's Euros in Switzerland, but drop him a message on WhatsApp and he can help.
I'm sure you'll ditch out on that.
So I was thinking, yeah, you're all right.
Sorry, girls. I can't be doing that.
I'm not going to message until post Eros.
Yeah.
But very kind to have some mental help.
Because I'm sure you'd be like, I'm on the next plane, boys. Anything I can do.
Yeah.
No.
You said also you had a funny anecdote.
Oh, yeah. Let me segue naturally into it now.
Also, we got a bowl
story.
of crisps next to it. I am eyeing up so
I'm terrified to
viciously.
go and chomp them because I think it's...
Maybe this might be ASMR.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, go on, test it. I bet that sounds really good. Let me do one as well. I just wanted another crisp. Wow. I hope you're joining with us, guys. Having a crisp and a drink. So, I do have a funny anecdote. Very embarrassing. Natural segue, as usual. So this was a couple of weeks back. And like with any funny story these days, I would usually tell my friends off the bat.
Yeah.
I've kept it stum because I want Frank's reaction to be genuine on the pod. Everything's content. So I went to the shop the other day. It was just before me and Amy were leaving to go to Dubai. So
Did you say Dubai bye?
Dubai bye, and we had a sort of late night flight. We were flying about 10 p.m. So we weren't leaving here until like, I don't know, it was 4 or something like that. So I went to the shop just to get us some lunch. I went for a little meal deal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your normal meal deal choice?
This time I went for
I bet you're ham. I bet you're
No.
ham.
no butter. No. I went for prawn mayo, mate.
That is
Prawn
disgusting.
mayo. I like a bit of prawn mayo, a bit of seafood.
That is
I'm simultaneously the guy who won't have sauce on anything,
Yeah,
but
but
give
you
me
will
some
go-
chuck that shellfish.
I hate prawns. I hate shell. I don't really
You're
like
not a
fish.
seafood boy.
No, I thought
You're a land man.
No, I am. I'm very much a hog of the land.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't like it. I took Emma for a fancy meal once. In like I think it was called where was it? It was like it cost me a fucking bomb, and it was all like seafood goop, and it was like a taster
What's this
meal.
goop? Garçon.
And like number 8 was squid rings, and Emma said, "Oh, you can feel them wriggling inside of you." And I got such a grump. I was like, "That's disgusting. I'm never going to
I'm in no mood tonight." Yeah. But so I went over to the local co-op, just a couple of minutes up from the road from me. Went to go get us a meal deal. On the way up, someone was texting me. I was fiddling around with my phone, basically. Somehow, I don't know how, I turned the flashlight on. You know, so the light was going. I popped it back in my pocket. Because it was really bright, it's been sunny here recently, I didn't notice it was even on. Popped it in my pocket, none the wiser. I was in the like refrigerated section with all the sarnies and stuff. Felt my phone buzz, so as I was looking, I got it out again, and I was typing away and everything, and then I was like, oh, why is it bright like that? And I turned it to the side, and I was like, oh, the light's on. Who's next to me? Some quite young woman. She thought I was like, I don't know. When I looked up at her, it looked like I caught her catching me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing anything.
That is my anxiety nightmare.
And then I was like really over the top going, how have I done that? How have I done that? Have I turned my bloody light on like some fucking boomer who doesn't know how to work his Android? And it was like, yeah, and it was just such, and she did like this disgusting shit, like, this, you can see me here, so it's like, she's this disgusting look, and she sort of left. Well, I was going like, how did that happen? Oh my God.
You were speaking out loud?
Yeah, well, I was going, how did I do that? How did I do that? Because it's like, nothing I could have said.
I know.
Unless
you go, look, I made that mistake, I'm sorry.
Check my albums.
I did it once on a train where it was on the train when you go between Cardiff and Bristol, so you go under the tunnel. And I got my phone out.
You were picking a girl's feet or something, yeah?
Well, I turned the torch on really quickly, then turned it off because I thought I don't need it, but it looked like it flashed. Oh. And then I kept doing it to pretend like... I thought, I'll get my torch on so I can look under my seat. But then I didn't. I went,
he's not pervert, he's autistic. He's fine, yeah.
But then someone looked at me whilst this, like, it looked like a flash just happened, and I was like, oh God, there's nothing you can do to save it.
I said to Amy, I was like, what could I have said to go, gotcha? Like, just really lent into it. But it was like, I wanted to be, in my head, I was like going, if it was a photo that flashed, it was on constantly. I'm not taking a video, okay? But I was just like,
I did watch some like TikToks of people getting caught doing that, like creeps.
Well, this is it. I've seen it. Have you seen that one? You surely you've seen the same one as me, where it's all a gang hanging out and there's a girlfriend and boyfriend on the same thing, and the girl's got her bare feet on the guy's knees, and then the guy goes, and he's got his phone up as if he's texting, but it flashes. And they're all like, dude got caught or something like that. And so, because I've seen that and gone, oh my God, how embarrassing.
Well, I saw like a 40-year-old guy take a photo of these two like teenage girls and they chase him around an airport and he goes, I'm sorry.
Amazing. So I was that guy.
Yeah, you were.
Basically. Yeah. I came home like hanging my head in shame. I didn't want to eat my fucking prawn sarnie anymore.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. And then Amy was like, "Oh, I'll check Dane's Court Hub to see if there's anything put on there." Those like shitty little like neighbourhood watch groups.
Freak on the loose,
absolute pervert in the local co-op. So yeah, that was my embarrassing tale. Yeah. I've been holding on to it because I knew you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I did like that. You often get in predicaments like that, don't you? I do quite like it.
God's tests his strongest children, mate. So
I get into I get more awkward rather than sexually deviant situations.
Don't try and get sexually deviant. It just looks from the surface like I might be. Yeah.
I sent you a voice note earlier where I was just laughing, then I stopped because I can't. But I in work today, I was like, it was like a big company-wide meeting, and when that happens, I turn the Xbox on, I sit on the sofa, far away from my computer. And I'm in my mode then. Yeah. And I was playing the game, and then I just did Frankie like that, and I was like, oh God, I think I hit Al, and I was like, whilst I did it, I was halfway through putting a chip in my gob. I was like, oh, I looked like a seagull just been caught. I was like, oh, I had to rush over to the desk, and I was like just so comfy and happy and chilling that I heard my name on the speaker from my CEO. And I was like, fuck. But it was just
our top marketing guy will run you through it.
Ow? But I was just there with a chip in my gob. And I laughed so hard afterwards because I was there, feet up on the sofa like this. And then like an absolute slob goes. Right, well, I was thinking, not for me and you, I'll put this, I'll mention on Sunday that we're watching this. So hopefully it'll give people a week's time so they can watch it. But we're talking about the Michael Sheen and Iwan Rhean film, and pretty bad. I don't know anyone else who's in it. Oh no, I know Gwen from Gavin and Stacey.
She was in it. Hang on, I've made a few notes here. I've got the whole list of the Welsh cast, right?
Okay.
So we got Iwan Rhean, or Rheon, however you want to say it. Michael Sheen, Tom. Oh, some of these are not Welsh people. Sorry, this is just the cast. I'll just give you the cast. This is easier. Angela Riseborough. You might know her. She's quite big time. She's in quite a lot of things. Iwan Rheon, who was Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones, probably his biggest role, I'd say. Michael Sheen, who doesn't know Michael Sheen. Thomas Lashing, he was also in Game of Thrones. He was Jack and Hagar, or Sexy Jesus, as we used to call him. He's a very dishy boy. Alexander Draymond, a.k.a. Uhtred, son of Uhtred.
Oh, shit. Which one is he?
He plays quite a small role in it. He's like I wouldn't say second in command of the Germans, but he's a bit pervy. He's like the pervy soldier. You wouldn't recognise him because he looks so different. Should we say what the film is?
We haven't really gone into...
Sorry, yeah. So it's a film called Resistance. It's set in a fictional world where D-Day was a failure in World War II, and so the Germans managed to make it over to mainland Britain. We covered this on a previous episode. Frank, Was it you covered it?
Yeah,
I think
it was called
and-
like
I can't remember what it was. Basically it's like in World War II there were these like contingency plans. Should the Germans sort of make landfall in Britain, there was all these like secret soldiers essentially stationed all over the country, but specifically in Wales, because they thought that would be one of the places they target.
And places like the valleys, Eryri,
or industry places as well.
Also, they had lots of places where we'd have mountains to hide in. So any of the national parks, lots in Abergavenny, in Brecon, and in North Wales, they had them. And I was just going to say they were trained to. No one else knew about them, did they? They had the best gear. They had the most like up to date.
They were super well trained, like
loads
guerrilla
of
tactics.
explosives.
And advanced weapons training and stuff.
Part.
No, this is actually true. And like they used to get. Didn't you say they used to get like a lot of shit because people would think they were draft dodgers or something, and like were shunning away from the war when they were actually kind of like sleeper agents, waiting to be sort of.
And they weren't allowed to retreat. And they also, and the reason no one knew who they were, in case the Nazis or the Germans did invade, and then they tortured someone, they then give you a name.
No one knew who
no one knew
official.
who you were. So it's like if they torture me and I don't know Jack is actually part of the sleeper agent, I can't say Jack's.
It's all like an intentional compartmentalization, isn't it? So no one knows who everyone is, who's part of the network. So this is a real thing, and this film is based on a book that's set in a universe where
that comes into
the Nazis do make landfall in Wales, and it's the film starts off with one day all these women in this village wake up and all the men are gone.
Yeah.
And they don't know why, because they haven't been informed either. They're not sure why everyone's gone.
Can I just quickly say, make sure you're watching the 2011 one.
Yes.
Because I started off watching the 2020 one, which is stars who's the girl who's in Last of Us?
It's not Bella Ramsey, is it?
Bella Ramsey. There's one, but where it's called Resistance.
You're like,
where
you're not meant to be in this.
Jesse Eisenberg, and it's about World War II. And I watched about 15 minutes.
The quintessential Welshman.
I was like, why is this? But it's about the Jews' resistance.
There's so many films named just Resistance. But yes, 2011 one you want to watch. But yeah, so that's the basic setup. And this, like I said, this is in a world where the Germans have already sort of they're marching on Britain, and these sleeper sort of agents, if you like, have been activated. And so it starts off with these women in a small village waking up their men and nowhere to be found, and then quite shortly afterwards, then a Nazi contingent sort of,
probably not Nazi,
probably German soldiers. But because they have communications with Nazi high command, don't they? Yeah. So German soldiers sort of descend upon the village, and it goes from there basically. But like I said, there's quite a pedigree of Welsh actors in it.
Yeah.
The one, so we had. Like I said, Sexy Jesus, Jack O'Nagar from Game of Thrones, Thomas Wlashing is in it. There's also Alexander Draymond, who, if anyone's watched Last Kingdom, is in it. Kimberly Nixon, Josie from Fresh Meat, she's in it. She's absolute bit. Yeah, she's the daughter. Yeah. I think she says like 2 lines, just like "Ma'am," and that's it. And there's also Melanie Walters, which is Gwen from Gavin and Stacey. So if you know your Welsh actors,
there's a few in there.
It's a bit of a big.
And Michael Sheen, they kind of hung the film on him, but he's only in a couple of scenes. And
it absolutely struck me as a film that all these people it put on the front, apart from maybe I'd say that Thomas Lashing, who's Sexy Jesus, he's in it quite a lot. Everyone else, very bit parts, I'd say.
When we do this now, should we assume that people back home watched it so we can talk about the scenes?
Yeah, I tell you what, we'll go into it. It will be spoilers. If you really want to see it, turn off now, go watch it, then come back.
Because it's on Prime.
It's on Prime.
Yeah. It's only 88 minutes as well.
Yeah, sure. So I would say watch it, because we're going to go into spoilers. If you don't give a shit, just listen to our little musings about it.
Can I start with the thing I really liked about it? I thought I loved the grainy quality on the camera, and I loved that it captured like very Wales, like the vibe of like, especially in that era, 60, 70, or however long ago it was, in the 40s. When you go visit places in like mid Wales and North Wales, you visit these farms that haven't changed in 200 years.
Yeah.
They have that like really.
I did think it was quite loyal to that kind of feel, wasn't it? Because it was filmed. I looked it up. It was filmed in Hereford, which is in England, but just literally over the border.
Yeah, because Tintern Abbey's in it as well.
And also Monmouthshire. It was filmed as well. Yeah. So it does have the aesthetic of, like you said, because it's in a small village. It's set that kind of old farmhouse look. Like you said, that nothing's changed in like a few hundred years. It really did keep that. I thought the cinematography was quite nice.
I thought the cinematography was really good.
Great shots of Wales and like lovely the rolling hills, back mountains, things. That was really good.
And I think they do film part in the Tintin Abbey, which is, I think they're trying to imply that it's been bombed. But that's how it looks anyway. And the shots, I might note that the shots of scenery are class, and like as a aesthetic film, it's not hugely high octane, but it is like
it's pretty. It's certainly pretty.
And not pretty as in good looking. But I actually heard Frankie Boyle say this about Scotland. He used to say, "Oh, I love Scotland, but it's always raining." And then as he got older, he realised he loved Scotland because it's always raining. Like that has a beautiful...
It has its own beauty.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love the rain.
And that, that's very true of this film, in that it captures that kind of... maybe if you're not from Wales, you might not sort of get that as much, but it's like some of our rugged landscapes. Yeah. And it's not... It looks great in the sun and the blue skies, but also it does have a kind of magic to it, and kind of like rainy...
If you can enjoy the rain, I think you can enjoy Wales a lot. And I love
definitely. But it's actually set in the Olchan Valley.
Yeah, Olchan.
That's in Hereford as well. Again, it is technically England, but it's right over the border. It's right next to it.
But then, like, Tintin Abbey's in Wales, so it's one of those places that's such a...
You couldn't be looking at it and be like, that's England, that's Wales. It's very much a mishmash. But yeah, it starts off with basically you follow, like Frank said, it's Michael Sheen talking to Iwan Rheon, and it seems as though, I got it anyway, that Iwan Rheon was like a new recruit into like the kind of the resistance force.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, it's just a little bit of an intro, just saying, it's going to require a lot from you, because you can't tell anyone. And it's very shortly after that then that the German soldiers...
And you see him have a bit of training, he gets given like a big sniper.
And he's like
but his dad doesn't even know what he's doing. So like his dad's a bit, you can sense like a resentment from his dad that like, why aren't you fighting?
Yeah, you got that sort of vibe that maybe his dad looks at him as kind of hasn't achieved much, but secretly he's fighting for his country, and like he's got he hides his gun under his like floorboards in his room and stuff. But then it doesn't really focus on the men at all. It very much focuses on the women and what they do while their men are gone. And Angela Riseborough, who's not Welsh, I don't know about you, I was a little bit drunk when I watched this, to be fair. Shock. But I didn't think her accent was too bad.
Yeah, I saw online there's people who were pretty pissed off they weren't Welsh accents, but I thought there was quite a lot of Welsh accents throughout all
Every other woman, like the wives, I think they were all actual Welsh people. But her...
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
I thought she was fine. I think, what I thought was good is that she undersold it, as opposed to, you find a lot of people overdo
They do one Welsh accent, and they don't do...
It's not area specific,
People just do that, I'm from Wales.
They never ever do like the area specific one. I thought she did put a few inflections on, but not enough that you even noticed too much. It was almost like her natural kind of English accent.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's Scottish, actually.
I don't know. I actually didn't realise she wasn't Welsh, so it worked enough for me.
Exactly, it was not bad. But yeah, most of these, like the Welsh actors I was saying, have quite small bit parts in it. It's mainly focused on that sexy Jesus, Thomas Welsh. He's the classic soldier with a heart of gold type thing. He doesn't really
want to be there. He's aware that they're going to hate him. And it is a mad concept, thinking if you're an occupying state and you've come in and you've taken over somewhere, you can't just kill everyone. You have to kind of win people over.
Yeah.
And also, if you're a good person, but you have to go to war, you're probably thinking, well, this must be shit for them. He has like a lot of empathy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is very... he knows full well that the husbands, for example, have a part of this resistance. He knows that that's the only logical reason that there's no men here. But he doesn't kind of like press the women for that too much. He knows full well they're not going to betray their husbands and things.
And that kind of like, if you go into this film thinking you can get I think calling it resistance makes you think you're going to have this great big.
Well, I was going to say, action. I think they made a mistake calling it resistance because I had a certain expectation. I wasn't expecting it to be proper gun ho and like sort of crazy action scenes, but I was expecting a little bit
more gun ho,
and it's it is a slow burn.
It's a slow film.
I dare say boring.
It's a dull film.
It's a dull film.
I read this really funny comment. So there's quite a few negative comments online. It's probably like a middling film. Like I see a lot of people give it like 5 out of 10. Me and Jack do Letterboxd, so I'd probably give it
5.
I'd probably give it a 3.
I think I gave it a 2.5.
2.5. I think I give it a 3 just because I really like the cinematography, but I did watch it whilst doing something else. So it is quite boring.
I did try and give it my full focus, and it was. I did find myself. You know when you have the urge to watch your phone, you look at your phone, and don't be wrong, that's everyone's got that these days. But it's
I mean, you love films. So we would often
if it's an engaging film, I don't feel that urge.
And it's only 88 minutes. And
I did think this is a long 88 minutes. Like I said, we've done the good stuff now. We can slate it, right?
Well, this comment was really funny, which is so you can complain about this film for various different reasons. You can say it's too slow or it's not got enough bite or whatever. But this one thing said, "Can I give negative 10 stars, please? Resistance is an ill-conceived 2011 film premised entirely on D-Day failing and the Nazis invading Wales. Worse, the entire film plays it as if it were true." If you're still reading this, that game could played ad nauseum. What if Christ never appeared, or Shakespeare, or the Roman Empire never fell to the barbarians, and Rome still ruled the world? Or what if the Brits defeated the colonials and the US didn't exist? So he's angry at the idea of a concept
of something that that didn't happen.
like fan fiction and like what's that term for like fantasy fiction?
That's like fancy history is a whole genre itself, isn't it?
And alternative history. That's for the premise. You can't be. It's like you could watch the F1 film and being like, "It's all about cars."
Brad Pitt isn't a real F1 driver. What the hell?
I just thought it was so funny. That's why you.
Well, we just make films about anything these days, is it? Make it all up.
What? He's the Black Pearl.
He's tiny little people called hobbits in little mountains with rings. Fuck off.
But
so angry.
Some of the things I did think were cool though. The setting beautiful. The cinematography great. Like all those films, when they linger for too long, it's a bit boring. But there are scenes where you go, "Oh shit, that's really good." Like, at one point, you hear distant bombings and artillery getting closer, and they're on this like quiet farm, and they're like, "Oh, you can hear it getting closer," and that stuff brings realism to it. And you think, "Oh shit, that's really..."
Because they are in a village out of the mix, really.
Well, like they said, London's under siege, Manchester's under siege, Bristol's fallen. Like they saw these things.
It was cool, like for that world building element, right? But, and I think that kind of added to the frustration almost. In that I was like, "Ooh, I would quite like to see a bit more of that." Instead of just this idyllic village where the guy in charge is a real nice guy and is actually not really causing much friction. Because he's very anti-friction, there isn't much to work with, no drama to work with.
And I think the point was to be like, "Oh, these women are just as important as the men who do resistance because they don't like say an awful lot of like helping or conspiring with the Germans." But it's like, but they don't have to do much resistance because the guy's quite nice.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a point where they're trying to find this artifact in the mountains.
That was another thing. It's meant to be, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, again, a source of frustration for me. I wanted to know more about that. It's basically the reason they're there. They're trying to find this old artifact. It's like a Celtic map or something. It's meant to be like a Celtic map of the world.
Okay.
And he finds it quite early in the film. The sort of leader, but he pretends that he hasn't found it because he knows once they've found it, they're just going to move on, and I think it's implied they're going to exterminate the village. And
but also, he doesn't want his men to go back to the war and go back to places like Manchester in the siege because they fought for so long. He's like, "Listen, it's nearly over, but you could still die in these sieges. So let's just stay in this quiet Welsh village,
and we have it easy here."
And he wants to kind of replicate that life. His wife has died, so he's trying to find like a new life. He even dresses. They end up wearing the Welsh ones because they civvy clothes, and it's kind of like, "Hey, look, let's start a new life.
We're the new men here now." But it's again, it was like that thing. It touched on something quite interesting. It was like an old artifact, and the way it looks is like this. It's not a proper map of the world. It's like what you'd expect, like someone from the Iron Age to have a thicko Iron Age Celt to pull together.
Maybe a little bit later than that because they have like Latin on it and stuff.
Oh, do they?
But I know what you mean. It's like
it's meant to be ancient, and basically he says at one point he leads the kind of main girl, Angela Riseborough, to see it and says, "This is what we're looking for. I've known it's been here for ages, but I've crossed it off the list, so no other men come in here." And he's like, "Why do you want it?" And it's like, "Just to destroy it." And he's saying like the only reason the Nazi high command want me here is to destroy it because it negates like their worldview sort of thing. So it had like these. It touched on these very cool things.
But then it just goes straight away, doesn't it? It's like, well, I'm done with that idea.
And
now.
like there's incredible acting in it. Like there's a scene with Angela Riseborough and this Thomas Welsh, and there's kind of an attraction between them. But obviously she's like would never go there because he's like an enemy basically. But she can like sort of acknowledge that he's got like kind of a good heart and whatever. And they have like a right towards the end where he's sick to death of like all these orders that are coming through and everything, and he doesn't want to be part of it anymore. And he says, "Why don't me and you just run away together? We can go to France and we'll just no one will ever know. We can be together. We can be happy and all this." And it's like very well done, the acting between them. And she says, yeah, why don't you go? I think she says, like, go and
Meet
pack
me
some, meet
somewhere,
me at this place. And she never turns up. He comes back. And isn't she like killed herself, if I remember?
She's left a, no, she's...
I thought she killed herself but left a note.
No, she left a note, but then she said, I have to go find my husband. So she goes up into the mountains, and she just
I've completely biffed that.
It looks like she goes off into the Black Mountains.
And then the scene after then is her wandering the misty mountains.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Well, I did. What was quite funny is they do like a Welsh county fair. So like they do the Royal Welsh show.
Oh yeah,
it's attended by loads of Nazis.
there's all guys in like Gestapo gear,
and there's literal swastikas at the Royal Welsh. So it's like
and they're all commenting on like how good the ponies are and stuff.
So people don't know, the Royal Welsh is like a huge agricultural show in mid Wales, in like both Wales, and we and Jack have both been there for work for years. But it's still the same. You bring out the best heifer, you bring out the best horse.
Yeah, they have like the best pig competitions and stuff.
But it's that with loads of Nazis.
It's much better than we're making it sound. It is actually quite a good laugh as we go up there. There's beers galore.
But did you notice there in the background they had a violin version of See Organ?
Yes, I did. Because I was thinking, I was like, ooh, that's a bit of a slower version of it. But I was like, I know that tune from somewhere.
It's me and Jack's
and then I was like, See Organ. I was like, yes.
And it was quite bad seeing a bunch of royal Nazis at the Royal Welsh. But then, and then that's kind of like a pivotal part. Iwan Rheann's walking around, and he's the guy you see at the start, who's the sleeper agent for the Welsh.
He's the latest addition to like the resistance.
One thing they're told is and this comes up like later on. Michael Sheen says if anyone collaborates with the Germans, you have to kill them as well. And this lady who has not been a collaborator, she has this amazing scene where she realizes her husband's dead after like thinking he's been alive for a while, and that's like a really good scene. It's a bit like a shell shock moment. She slightly befriends a younger German lad.
Isn't it because like at the Royal Welsh, she's got a horse that is competing, and she can't like drag. She's an old lady, so she can't like bring the horse and all the shit with her. So they dress one of the German soldiers in like her dead husband's gear.
And he takes that as like,
and it looks like the scene. And it looks like they're together. You know, they're helping each other.
So then later on, the only gunshot you really, actually, to be fair, you do see some people get executed. But, you see Iwan Rheann, there's all these German soldiers, like he can
littering the village.
And the only person he decides to take it out on
the old biddy.
He tries to shoot the old biddy. I don't know if he tries to shoot her and misses and kills the horse, because he's the old biddy and the horse in the field, like just them on the
prize horse. The
prize horse. And then he like gets a sniper out. He's really intense. It lingers for too long, and he shoots, and the horse dies, and she then goes into shell shock. But I'm not sure if he missed her or if it was a warning to be like, don't dance with the Germans.
I took it as like he didn't have the battle to like shoot her, so like last minute moved the gun and shot the horse type thing. But that's because it's that bit at the start. It's at the very start, as I said, with Michael Sheen and Iwan Rheann, and he's saying how hard it is. That's where it calls back to later on, where the conversation we pick up where it left off, and he's saying like it's not just about killing the Germans. He said we're gonna have to kill anyone who collaborates with them as well, which is where it's like killing your own countrymen type thing.
And he's always good in anything he is in, but I always do find he's so over the top. Michael Sheen, he's just like so full on, and he's been like beaten up. And when he's running, he runs like how I don't know if this makes sense, but like how you'd run in a theatre. Do you know, like if you ever watch like a play? Like, we're not the
super exaggerated.
So he's like grabbing his coat, and he's like, oh,
he's meant to be a bit battered, isn't he? Like he's been tortured or something,
and he's got a big black eye, but he's running like he's like
even if you were a bit hurt, you wouldn't run like that.
He's running like his legs come out on the side rather than like walking front and back.
He's got to swing him round with every stride.
And I do find like he kind of possesses theatre acting, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic when he's like, I think when he's directed well.
Yeah,
you know. This is me now judging Michael Sheen, Jewel of Wales.
But I do think, I mean, he's probably one of the best Welshmen ever. But absolutely. I do sometimes think his acting's
have you seen? You must have seen the trailers for Nye, the thing, and it turns me off watching that so much. He goes, "I want to nationalise health service."
Although I have got an alarm on my phone for me and you to go watch Owain and Henry.
Yes, I want to see that.
Yeah, so I thought we'll buy tickets for that. And they go on sale on the 8th of August. So if people don't know,
have a little review of that as well, guys.
Yeah, he's Michael Sheen has got this new show. He's bored, like the fucking legend he is, because the national
completely
Welsh
funded
has gone under. He's paying for it. So
you see, gone under. It's been fucking like funding has been rescinded.
He's decided to.
Use his own money,
and he's not mega rich. Like he's had to use loads of loans and stuff to do this.
Like I mean, you think of him as a celeb. He's a Welsh celeb, certainly, but he's not like a Hollywood royalty.
No,
do you know what I mean? He's
he quit acting for a while, and he gave loads of his own money, because when the Homeless World Cup came to Wales, it was the people who were funding it couldn't afford it anymore. So he sold a house and did got loads of loans to pay for it.
He's a hero, man.
He generally is.
Puts his money where his mouth is as well.
But yeah, he's done this. So actually, I don't think so he's doing a play about Owain Glyndŵr and Henry, which I think is Henry III, about their relationship, which will be really interesting. Doing because Owain fought against Henry's father, and then Henry himself became king in his lifetime, and then that's and that's the same Henry. He went to Agincourt, and he's defined by his response to Owain Glyndŵr and how he dealt in France and stuff. But they also had a slightly he's focusing more
complicated
on the people,
relationship. Yeah, there's not going to be any
battles,
fucking 100 people battles in it. It's going to be the emotion of it all. Yeah. But no, I think that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, so that's coming out.
Let's go watch it and get tanked up afterwards.
So we'll definitely we'll get that tickets for that. So
definitely, yeah, I'd be keen.
And back to this one though. That's pretty much like I said. It's not a huge film. Nothing massive happens, but it is cool if you enjoy.
If you like your films and you like the sort of especially Welsh films or Welsh adjacent, certainly filmed in Wales,
especially our American listeners who want to see shots of Wales. They do beautiful shots of the Black Mountains. Which is Banau Brycheiniog, the Brecon Beacons, and it is quite cool to see like Tintern Abbey and stuff like that, which is all in Wales.
I always get a buzz out of seeing actual Welsh places on the screen, sort of thing. So it is worth a look. Like I said, for me, it was just I think because it was called Resistance, I had an idea. I didn't watch a trailer or anything.
Because in reality, they were given tons of explosives, loads of guns.
All this training. I definitely thought we'd see something. Like maybe just one little op they did.
I thought that'd be cool.
I thought maybe halfway through, when the German guy, the sort of leader, was really being really nice. Like maybe 2 or 3 of his men would get blown up by some sort of Resistance. Booby trap that these guys had left, and that would make him come down a bit harder. There's one scene
where Iwan Rhean keeps going under a bridge like a little goblin, and then there's nothing.
He's going to get secret messages, but nothing seems to happen with him.
It does feel like it's such a cool story.
I feel like they didn't have enough budget to make it realised. I'd be interested to see what the book is about, and maybe if there was more action in the book.
But again, I think the whole focus is on these women whose husbands have gone away, and it's meant to be kind of a character piece.
I do think you could still focus on that by maybe having the actions of the men, even when you show them they booby trapped something under a weapons cache or something, and then a few German soldiers die, and so the lead German soldier has to come down harder, and it's about how the women sort of are resilient to that, resist that, you might say. I think it could have just been done a little bit better. I don't know,
because it's kind of like she's resisting cock.
She is trying to resist his cock, and he's a dishy boy as well.
I know. 2.5, 3 out of 5. I think that's probably. I probably get a bit more lenient because I enjoyed the scenes and it was in Wales, but it wasn't great.
No, it wasn't. Well, my favourite. It did beat that Boudica film that I watched not that long ago.
Well, that's the other thing. So, give us some films to review if you enjoy our little film series. This could be our
Welsh review, Welsh film review series or something. Welsh film would much better. Much more. That rolls off the tongue a lot better. Welsh review series clubs.
So we can do Welsh film club. Let us know. Gad ni gwybod. Speak to you all soon.
Cheers, guys. Ta-ta.